Test. 5:12 on the dot. What's up? Is anybody in here currently? Test. So that's working. Let me just check up on Twitter real quick, make sure it's going. Yep, all right, we're back. Cool. Yeah, I think everything's working. So this looks like the chart right now. As I mentioned earlier, most of the price action for about the next 2-ish months, right? Yeah, something like that, 2-ish months, maybe like 2.5 months, is going to be contained in this box. So basically from like 1950 to 2150. Obviously, yesterday we got the news of Ryan Cohen's award package, which was really good news. Also coinciding with January 7th, which was a really interesting date that I was talking about. So we got up all the way to 2201 in pre-market, and that was right at like 6-ish a.m. when the news got released. I remember, I don't know why, I like checked my phone really early in the morning, but I woke up at like 6:30, and I was just like browsing, and then I see Larry Chang post about it, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then I went back to bed, and I woke up later, and I was like, whoa. And then, so we had that pump to 2201 at 6 a.m., and then the algorithm slowly came back to 2202 over the day, and then came back down. Just so you guys are all aware, when I post about ice cream, a lot of the times it is in reference to the shape of the price action for the day. This looks exactly like an ice cream cone. I don't know if it's easy to find on here in this little... But in case those of you who are like visually illiterate, yeah, it looks like a fucking ice cream cone. And so a lot of times when I post about ice cream, it is a mention to the shape of the day. And that was also the shape of Tuesday as well. So just something to keep in mind. But this is my first stream back on whatchamacallit, on Twitter, because I lost my check mark and Twitter or whatever for a while, but then they had that sale that was going on. I was like, all right, yeah, I could do this. We could afford this. So we're back on YouTube and Twitter for today, and hopefully for the next year going forward as well. Still not monetized though. I might be an idiot for not monetizing, but I don't know. There's a longer game at play here, and I want to stay as non-monetized as long as I can. But basically, let's recap real quick. Oh, actually, I should probably pull up everybody's chat as well. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, cool. Oops, I have not been looking at the chat at all, so I don't know who's been chatting it up on here. Oh, okay, I gotta check. I have it up on YouTube. Oh God. Wait, let me say the hi to the YouTube folks real quick. I have too many tabs. All right. Yeah, Eclipto getting in early. Benji Bonsai, what's up? You aren't that important. Welcome, welcome again. Nice to see you. Davey boy, missed you too, buddy. Missed you too. Nurak, what's up, my man? What's up? James Rudy, yeah, yeah. So I have the bandana today only because my hair is getting really long and it's like in my face all the time. So that's why I'm wearing the bandana today, because I don't want to get my fucking hair in my eyes. Rev, how you doing, my man? Also, I apologize. When I say man or dude or bro, it's gender neutral. This everybody's just cool. um, Let me check the Twitter real quick. Okay, cool. How does this? Oh God. There we go. Anybody in the chat for the Twitter? All right, yeah, we got Philip, and we are ready. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. I think for the most part we should be good then, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Right on. So to recap, you guys, this was the chart that I had posted. This was like from the middle of December. But basically, I had pontificated that we would get an M formation and then we'd come back down. And I was incorrect about when the M was, and I was also incorrect about how high the M would go. But the thing that I wanted to like get correct was at least the shape of it, which we did get. It did make an M. It just, the M already happened by the time by the time I had posted the chart. So it was like, oh man, we missed it. But for the most part, moving forward, I really do believe that we are going to be stuck in this box for a little bit. I think that we got a nice pump yesterday because of the award compensation news, and that pumped us up to 22 bucks. But then, as you guys can see, we were brought back down very quickly, and then today we've just been steady across the day, not really moving at all. And we've also had 4 million in volume, which is on the lower side. I mean, it's on like the medium side for like the overall pattern, or the overall like last couple of months. It's about medium. But yesterday we had about, I think, 10 million plus in volume, which is, in the grand scheme of things, still pretty low. But it was definitely elevated volume for what we've seen over the past like 3-ish months or something like that. So definitely a significant thing to pay attention to, but overall not enough volume for me to get excited. And so that's why my theory that we're going to be stuck in this box for a while, I feel like, yeah, it's going to come to fruition more or less. Right now, I'm thinking over the next couple of days, we're going to start steadily moving down. The 16th of January is going to be OPEX. And so I'm guessing we'll probably be somewhere around like 20 to 2050 or lower, because OPEX always manages to fuck us. So I'm guessing sometime over the next couple of days, we're going to start to actually go down a little more. This was the chart from a year ago, with the double peak from December 2024 and then January 7th of 2025. And then this was the 8th, which was a sideways day. So kind of very similar to today. And then the day after, the 9th, there was just no trading period because that was the funeral procession for Jimmy Carter, President Jimmy Carter. And then so we didn't get back to trading again until Friday the 10th. And then so as you see, Friday the 10th was basically down a little bit more with a retrace back up a little bit. But then the Monday of the next week, that's when we actually started the downward movement. But it wasn't until Tuesday of next week where we got the actual, like, oh, okay, we're starting to actually go down, like a big movement down. I think it's going to be a lot different this time, because the big difference from last year's movement and this year's movement is that we're going to be in a much tighter range, because from the previous year we were starting at 34.40. That was the peak, and so we had a big movement down. So let's just go back to what it looked like from last year. Yeah, 34 here, and then slowly over the next couple of months we got back down to where we are now, which is about 21-ish, and that took us over the next 3 months. For this time around, I do not think it'll be as extreme. I think we're going to be stuck in a much tighter range. That's why I think that we're going to be more so contained in this box. But I'll get into in a little bit what I think will happen if we go even lower than 19, because eventually that is going to be the plan. Because going along with the overall, like, larger macro movement, so this was the 2021 all the way to 2024. This retrace right here, when it comes back down, this has to hit again, ish. So basically, for this iteration, this movement right here, for the May, which was 1770, with for May 24th, 24, we're gonna have to hit 1770-ish again before we can move into the next phase of this thing, whatever you want to call it. I think I have figured out, like, how big the phases are, but I'm not sure if it's going to be 4 phases or 5 phases. And so I'll have to see how May of this year goes before I'm comfortable putting that information out. But basically, if I'm correct, then I'm thinking there will be a bigger, we're going to move into a new area, a new phase, around October of this year, coinciding with the expiration of the warrants. So basically, once the warrants expire, I'm pretty confident that 32 will be not just new support, but will be past that point more or less permanently. I say permanently in quotations because it's not full permanently. It's complicated, and I don't know how to fully explain it yet, but I think we'll eventually have to revisit all of these lower points at some point. I don't know how it'll happen, but the algo wants to do it, so I'll explain that later. But first, we'll stick to just, like, what's going to happen over these next couple of months, because I'm definitely getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so right now, this prediction was from 12:30. We're going to be in that box from about 1950 to 2150. The big thing that we have to look forward to are March, the March earnings, and then the whenever the meeting is for Ryan Cohen, for his award thing voting. That's going to be the big moment for us to look out for, because coinciding with that, when I definitely have a lot of questions about how that's going to work, because he's getting, like, the options getting vested to him. I want to know who's paying for the option. Is it coming out of GameStop, or is they just gonna like make it up and poof it to him? Kind of like how the warrants were just awarded to us. I don't, excuse me. I don't know how that works exactly. So I would love to get more guidance from GameStop regarding the specifics of how that'll work out. Because basically, whenever that vote does go through, which I'm pretty confident it'll go through, because me personally, I like it. I think it gives out a very clear set of incentives for him and us to get the stock price up. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, basically, this is the current prediction between 1950 and 2150. And then I'm thinking the bottom in April will be like 18 something. And then May will give us some sort of bigger pump. I'm not exactly sure about this. This might be a little too high. 39.23 might be closer. But I think it'll probably be closer to what we saw in May of this year as that peak. Also, before I forget, only because I've been doing a lot of like understanding, if I'm correct, the way that the algo was supposed to go, the May sequence wasn't supposed to go this high. If I'm correct, what May should have done was basically this. Whatever this was, it should have been more or less like this. I think the only reason it did end up going this high was because Ryan Cohen bought right here. Ryan Cohen and Larry Chang, but mostly Ryan Cohen. I love Larry, but that was mostly Ryan. One of the questions that I got on my stream for my last stream basically was like, what about the convertible bonds and et cetera, et cetera. And the overall question that I was thinking about was, what are the what is the hierarchy of influences on the stock price? Like what takes precedence? What has priority? And so I've started to think about that question and how to answer it. And for the next stream, whenever that is, probably in May or April, I'll have a better grasp on how to explain that. But basically, if I'm correct, we were supposed to only get to here for May. It wasn't supposed to go this high. The only reason it got this high was because Ryan bought the shares down here, and then that did a force locate, which pumped it up even more. Similar to what Roaring Kitty did down here, which caused it to pump here, but then also what he did here, which caused it to pump here. It's very interesting to see these different influences have an effect on the stock price. And again, this is just speculation. I'm not sure, and we probably will never know. But eventually, at some point, I would love to see if Ryan Cohen and Keith Gill, if they more or less agree with my thesis here. I would love to know. But yeah, basically, I think this was what was supposed to happen. Because I've been doing a lot of research and like matching with the various portions and landmarks of the fractal, or what I believe to be the matching portions of each other. And so it was, if I'm correct, it was supposed to just go here to this level, not this high. But enough about that. I think I've probably told you guys 5 times now. You get the picture. Someone's ringing my doorbell. Hang tight. Hold on. Let me check this real quick. Don't know. Let me check up on the chat real quick. We are ready. How you doing, my man? I'm doing good, for the most part. For the most part. The big reason I didn't want to do a stream today was mostly because my headspace has just been with all the news that's been happening lately and people's misguided um, uh, misguided knee-jerk reactions to everything. I'm so tired, man. So my headspace has just been wonky, and I've been trying to just not blow up and try to keep it together. But I also knew that I was going on hiatus, so I wanted to do this stream for the people who deserve an update. Um, I've had whatchamacallit, a lot less interactions online over the past couple of months, in an effort to like protect my headspace and protect my mental health and everything like that. And so I apologize for not being around as much. But I am also grateful and thankful for you guys who are here and who've been around and who continue to give me encouragement. It does mean a lot, so I really do thank you guys for that. And thank you for asking. We are ready. I appreciate that. Holy shit, James Rudy. He says, I'm excited for the year. I'm about to buy 20K of GME with my year-end bonus. James Rudy, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but there will come a beautiful point where it'll be the perfect time to buy, and you'll know because other insiders will be buying. In terms of when to buy the stock, I got really tired of buying at the top and then seeing it dump. For me, it's just so demoralizing. And so that's why I've spent so much time trying to figure out how these patterns move so that I can just basically replicate whatever Roaring Kitty's doing, like timing the bottom, and also Ryan Cohen, just timing the bottom. I think that they've been doing just a fantastic job of doing it so perfectly, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you guys do it? I want to do that too. And so basically, I think that's a good segue into the red light, yellow light, and green light. So basically, in terms of like when me personally I'm going to start buying again, I think we're at red light right now, which is for me, I'm not doing anything besides we'll get to in a little bit, but I'm selling covered calls right now because I'm pretty sure that we're just going to be down and sideways for the most part. And so that's how I'm going to play these next 2-ish months. But for yellow light, that's the moment where I think we should start paying attention, and start getting our wallets out and ready to go. If we close under 20, then definitely pay attention. If we close under 19, definitely pay attention. And then for me, the green light, these are the positive catalysts that I have seen to be surefire. Like, yo, it's fucking go time. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. No way that the algo can like bring us down type bullshit. The only surefire catalysts are when we hit 17 or 18 again, which is going to be this double bottom ping right here. When we hit that, then boom, that's going to probably be another boom of some sort. But the actual big catalyst is this: a big insider buy, or a big Roaring Kitty buy. Those are the two that we have seen that give us a 100% success rate for we're about to get some motherfucker uppies. It'll be short lasted because of the way that the cycles work. Like here, like none of these have permanently pushed the stock price up. Like here was Ryan Cohen's buy, temporary up, and then now we're lower than where we were when he bought. And then this was where Roaring Kitty bought, or allegedly, where Roaring Kitty bought and then pushed up. And then here's definitely where he bought, and that pushed up. But then again, it has come down since then. So for all of the official buys that we have seen, they have all been short-lived pumps. So that's something that we got to remember when it comes to the way that the algo moves, but then also taking profits on our options. And this has been a very hard lesson that I've had to learn. And yeah, it fucking sucks learning the hard way, but we're here now, and hopefully we can fucking do something about it later. But the other green light catalyst that we can like kind of guess, oh hey, the shit's about to go down, is if Roaring Kitty tweets multiple times. Yeah. Yeah, no other catalyst or catalyst matters, because the algo basically used all of them as to sell the news event, and then they dunked the price. Yeah. So James, I don't know if that helps you in your quest to spend your year-end bonus. And again, this is not financial advice, but I'm just trying to get people to get the most bang for their buck. And so these are just, from now on, the things I'm going to be looking for before I make a big purchase again into GME. But I definitely think sometime around late April going into May, I think that's going to be the green light zone. And if I'm correct about that, and we see 18 and 17 in April and or May, yo, I'm gonna be so fucking hyped, dude. I'm gonna be so hyped. Oh man, you guys know how long we've been trying to figure out this fucking puzzle, man. So much tinfoil, so many theories, so many interpretations, so many memes, so many shit posts, so many shills. I have made it a point to say that this year we're gonna figure out the puzzle, because we have to. Well, for me, I have to. If I don't figure out this year, then oh my god, I gotta. So I gotta figure it out this year. So we'll figure it out this year. We have to. Help us, Rory Kitty. Help us, Rory God. I need. Y'all get any more of that tin foil? Philip, who prefers viewers tune into YouTube or Twitter? I think YouTube, honestly, because for Twitter, it's just, I think Twitter gives me more viewers because I think Twitter is where the majority of my audience is, but Twitter doesn't give me any kind of like algorithmic boost to my channel, whereas YouTube, it does. So I prefer that people watch it on YouTube, and it also, for YouTube, it like it's a better archive than Twitter is, because on the Twitter, it basically it gets lost in the sea of tweets, and it's harder for people to go back and watch it. But on my YouTube, it's just there. So if you guys can choose between YouTube and Twitter, I prefer the YouTube. But thank you for asking. That's a good question. Yeah, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Libertine, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome. And Sharky Phlegm Pie. That's a very interesting name. I missed you too. Thank you for coming and joining us. Benji Bonsai. Pretty confident the options will be company issued and will be exercised for newly minted shares. Don't think the company has the right to create a traditionally traded option. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm confused as well. I don't know, because I don't know. I know that Tesla apparently has had a similar award package for Elon, but I've only started to look on the surface level of that stuff, so I don't know too much about it. Um, yeah, uh, but yeah, so the question that Benji had is, will RC be able to sell trade the contracts that GameStop writes for him? That's a really good question. The way that I'm thinking about it, uh, I don't know. Like, it's interesting to me why they're giving him options and not warrants. Or actually, because warrants you can still trade. Oh yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. Like, who's fronting the payment for this? Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm confident that we'll find out the like more specific details of it before the vote actually happens. Um, I'm guessing sometime in the next, like probably February, we'll probably get like a whole sheet, like a packet of some sort that basically spells out the specifics of everything and how it'll work and all of the different tranches and stuff like that. Uh, because another thing I'm curious about is what is the expiration date on all of the options? Yeah, so I don't know. But definitely a lot to look forward to. But we'll get into the award package in a little bit. Um, Libertine, yeah, ignore the noise. Yeah, I try to, but also at the same time, I mean, I have a big heart that cares a lot about the world around me, so I can't look away. It's just impossible. Because also for me, as a person who is constantly trying to think about ways to actually help, my mind gets fueled during moments of crisis like this. So it's a giver. It's a very interesting give and take situation in my brain, where it's like, yeah, this feels bad, but it's also the fuel to my fire. It's interesting because it's like every soul needs a catalyst in some way, and unfortunately, we're just in a very catalytic time. Uh, Miles Mo has good vibes as always. Much love, my brother. Miles, you always get good vibes, my man. I really do appreciate you. Just I appreciate you as a person and everything you bring to the table, man. Dumb name. We just had a little pop now. What? What's going on? Oh, hold on. What's going on? Hold on, kids. Let's look to check the investor relations site, see if anything got released. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got an 8K and a Schedule 13D. Huh? Hold on. Oh, I gotta move this to the side. He bought more. Hold on. How much? Gotta check my notes. Hold on. This motherfucker just buy more? Yeah. Or did he exercise his warrants? Because his last one, he was at 37 million shares, And now he's at 41 million. So he added like 5 million shares. Or 4 million shares ish? How the fuck did he do that? Oh my god. Ryan, did you just give us more uppies? Guys, I don't know if we're going to be in the box anymore. I might be getting ahead of myself, but we need to check this real quick. So he definitely got more, but how did he get more? Did he exercise his warrants? Oh. Oh, okay. Whew. Oh my god. Okay. Guys, this new 13D is basically just his shares that he previously owned, which was the 37 million, and then it added his warrants, which he basically this is what it is now. So nothing changed, nothing happened. This is just an update to include his warrants in his total total owned shares outstanding. Okay. Okay. I think we're still going to be in the box. Yeah, because he didn't change anything. This is I hate like when shit happens like live, and then I'm forced to like, what's going on? Because so if anybody tells you, oh, Ryan Cohen bought more shares, they're wrong. I don't know if anybody on Twitter has said that yet. Let's see. I'm just gonna check Twitter real quick. Why not? New schedule 13D. Damn, am I the first one to talk about it? Oh, okay. No, Ryan Rigg. Oh no, Ryan Rigg just talked about the thing. Okay, no one's talking about it yet. Do I want to be the first? Nah, we don't need to. I don't need internet likes. But dumb name. Thank you for bringing the pop to our attention, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten this until after the stream. So we got it live, baby. We got it live. Let me read item 6. Item 6 is hereby amended to add the following. On January 6th, the issuer's board of directors granted Mr. Cohen a long-term performance award consisting of performance-based non-qualified stock options to purchase an aggregate of 171 million shares at per share exercise price of $20.66, the award. So that's going to be the strike price for the options. Pursuant to the terms and conditions of a non-qualified stock option award grant notice and the accompanying award terms and conditions. The grant of the award is subject to approval of the issuer's stockholders, who will be asked to approve the award at a special meeting expected in March or April. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to know. What's up? The options will expire 10 years from the grant date. Damn, we're gonna do this live, baby. Let's fucking go. We're gonna skip over when Melmaster real quick, and then we're gonna go straight to the award package. Oh, wait. Yeah, yeah. The award is divided into 9 tranches, with 10% of the award vesting in each of the first 7, and 15% of the award vesting in each of the final 2. And each tranche is eligible to vest only if the issuer achieves both a designated market cap hurdle and a corresponding cumulative performance EBITDA. I don't know how to say that. EBITDA. EBITDA. I mean, the ability to EBITDA. The first tranche vests only if the issuer achieves X market cap of 20 billion, which is about a little more than double of where we are now. Basically, the share price will be about $30 for him to get tranche 1. So we should be getting that sometime later this year. And 2 billion EBITDA. I don't know where we are in the EBITDA, where we are in that sequence, because I haven't done the math yet. Because also, when is the start date of the cumulative performance? Would it be just from whenever we vote for him to get the award, or does it include the time all the way back to when he got on the board, which was January 10th or 11th of 2021? And then, in order for the award to fully vest, the issuer's market cap would have to grow to 100 billion, which is a little more than 10 times what we're at now. And the issuer would need to achieve 10 billion in cumulative EBITDA. Mr. Cohen will generally not be permitted to sell or dispose of any shares acquired upon exercise of the options until after a 2-year anniversary of the applicable date of exercise of such options. Interesting. Each tranche shall be earned subject to achieving the applicable market capitalization hurdle and cumulative performance EBITDA hurdle until the expiration date, so long as Mr. Cohen remains continuously actively employed as the issuer's chief executive officer, executive chairman, or in such other comparable position as then reasonably approved by the board through the applicable vesting date. Yeah, nice. The foregoing description of the award does not purport to be complete and is qualified in its entirety by reference to the award agreement between the issuer and Mr. Cohen, which is attached as Exhibit 99.1 hereto and is incorporated herein by reference. On October 7th, 2025, the board declared a distribution in the form of warrants to purchase shares. Pursuant to the distribution, each stockholder of the record of issuer as of October 3rd received a dividend of 1 warrant for every 10 shares held, rounded down to the nearest whole warrant. Accordingly, Mr. Cohen received 3.7 million warrants as part of the distribution. Each warrant entitles the holder thereof to purchase 1 share at a cash exercise price of $32. The warrants will expire and cease to be exercisable at 5 p.m. New York City time. What's up, New York City time? On October 30th, 2026. Reminder, October 29th is Avocado in My Anus Cat Day. These dates matter. They matter. It's being timed perfectly. I keep telling you guys that. People call me crazy. I am crazy, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. These guys aren't doing this thing just willy-nilly. They're not picking random dates. These are purposeful. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this gave us a little bit more information than what they gave us yesterday, which is nice. That was cool. Got to read it live with you guys. Nice. All right. Tinfoil hat, stay on. Yup. Tinfoil, baby. Philip, I do not have a Patreon. And I have thought a lot about just the idea of monetizing and like getting donations and stuff like that. I mean, I do have my whatchamacallit, Venmo and Cash App on my Twitter page. But I don't know. I'm doing this for the love of the game, and I'm very convinced that at some point all of this is gonna pay off like way better than I ever could have imagined. And I don't know. There's a big stigma that comes with asking for money, and having a Patreon and everything like that. Because if I were to have if I were to have something like that where people would pay like a subscription price, then I would feel much more obligated to be available, and I just don't. That's a big reason why I would rather just not have that type of connection, because I very much move at the pace of my own run, and the beat of my own drum. And I have a hard time like syncing up with other people in that regard. That's why you only see me like post whenever I post, and it's like very sporadically. And so that's a huge reason why I haven't had any subscription service, is just because I don't want to have that connection where I feel more obligated to like be present. Because if you guys are like giving me money on like a regular basis, I would feel terrible if you asked me a question and I didn't answer. Now, if you ask me a question, I don't feel terrible. I just don't answer. And it's like, it is whatever. But if you were to start giving me money, then I'd be like, oh man, he was nice enough to give me cash, so I should like try to at least spend the time to just answer their question and be more available and stuff. And so that I don't know. So I hope that answers that. But for the time being, I don't have any type of thing like that. But thank you for asking, and thank you for at least wanting to help a brother out. It is appreciated. Something that you can do for free though, prayers. I'm a big proponent of the power of prayer. I definitely think that they are way more effective and helpful than people give it credit for. And I think that eventually the goal is to get society back into a more unified front with whoever our creator is, because I definitely think there is something greater. There's something greater happening out here in the world and in the universe that we're in. And so my goal is to eventually try my best to connect everything back together again. So if you want to give me anything, give me some prayers. That would be very helpful and very appreciated. Thank you. Dumb name. I don't know what face I was making. You'll have to you'll have to take a screenshot of it or something. Oh shit. Yo, you aren't that important. What's his face? The actor who played that guy in The Wire, he passed away a couple days ago, or like last week or something. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, let me just pull up the video. It's such a classic line. Such a classic line. But rest in peace, my brother. sorry I forget your name right now, but rest in peace. James Rhymes, is flip mode real? Yes, I've been trying to dig into it and trying to understand what exactly it is. Let me pull up my research. Where are you? So these lines right here, these are all the flip mode dates. And I couldn't find a pattern yet with what it actually means. Um, but there's definitely something that happens in September that we need to pay attention to. But also, on the flip side, something happens in July that we also need to pay attention to. And yeah, this is flip mode is a work in progress. I don't understand exactly what it is, but something happens. Something fucking happens. So yeah, flip mode is real. We just don't know what it is yet, or I don't know what it is yet. I don't know if anybody else has come up with a solid theory for flip mode. Yeah. Schwab is telling me 2141. RH is saying 2150 for the price right now. We're back to 2136. There's just a whenever there's a like any kind of like 13D or Form 4 or something like that gets put out, usually the algos just eat it up. But what was that high? Oh, okay, 2165. So barely outside the box. So we're still back in the box again. Which is interesting because we're cutting it right on the top edge of that, right on the top edge of that box, which is like, oh god, my theory. Oh god, guys, we're hitting the outer edges of it. I might be wrong. Oh no. No, no, I don't think we manifested anything yet. The manifestation will come in March earnings if we get some sort of MOAF. Is this the line? Yeah. Uh, yeah, March earnings if we get some sort of MOAF right here ish. And then if we go down afterwards and then hit a double bottom in April/May, and then whoop, again, something happens on 5/12. I'm not sure if this year the peak is going to be on 5, like, so the peak on 2024 was 514. And then Roaring Kitty's gamer chairman sitting forward, that was 512. I think 512 is a big deal because it's pointing to May and December. I think that's what it means. But there is also, I don't know if 512 this year is going to be the peak for May or if it's going to be the Wednesday or the Tuesday or Wednesday after Memorial Day weekend, which is the 27th this year. So I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday the 12th as the peak or Wednesday the 27th. For me, it's going to depend on what happens in April. Because last year, I think the main reason that we saw Memorial Day weekend be the peak was because Ryan Cohen bought down here. And then so 4/3, that Thursday was when Ryan Cohen bought. and then T36 was 527, which was the peak. Well, technically, the peak was the morning of 528. Um, so there was just a lot of shit happening. So yeah, I think the T35 business, I think that was a huge reason why April going into May of this year was elongated. Whereas back in 2024, there's just a lot of funky shit happening in here that I don't fully understand yet. But if I'm correct, Roaring Kitty bought shares somewhere around here, not necessarily the bottom, and then he bought a lot of options right here at that bottom. And then from the March earnings to the May peak, that was T35-ish. Yeah. So it's not perfect, but these calculations, they do mean something and they are helpful. Which I guess let's go into it right now for what's coming up next. So people were throwing around that the settlement for that really big the day that we had the Chicago exchange, that fucking huge fucking buy, which was closely associated with some huge options buy for January 2028. That T35 isn't going to be until 126. So that is when I believe that's going to get settled. So if I had to guess, we're going to slowly go down for OPEX, but then right around 126 or 127, something like that, there should be some sort of pop again. But it might not go down like this. It might be more like this. Because the FTDs for this little pump right here, they start getting due right after OPEX, the week after OPEX. And then also another thing to pay attention to, the week after OPEX is a short week. We have OPEX right here on January 16th, that Friday. And then Martin Luther King Day is that Monday. So we have off. So the FTDs that are going to be due that week are going to be kind of squished for Tuesday and Wednesday. So there might be some kind of like pump that starts before. So the bottom might be a little bit before that. It might even be the week before OPEX or the week of OPEX, like on the 15th or something like that. But more or less, I'm thinking sideways and down, but still very much inside of this box. Yeah. Oh no, I drew it outside the box. Oops. But for the most part, we're going to be in the box. Dumb name, I'm happy you're a part of this too. And thank you for the 17 people that are... Somebody's at my door again. So, fuck it. Hold on. I gotta check this. One of the things that really annoys me about living in New York City is the people who come to our doorstep in some way. Why is there a flash on my... Hold on. Okay, the flicker's gone on my camera. Oh, I was doing something weird. But one of the annoying things... Oh no, it's back again. Well, you guys have to deal with that. One of the annoying parts about living in the city is that the delivery people and just the people who are like just here in general for the building, they'll ring every person's doorbell, like the whole apartment, and it might not even be for me specifically. They might just be like here for somebody else's apartment, and then just they were being impatient and they just ringing everybody's, and I'm like, so annoying. But I think that's what just happened. Yeah. Operation Cat Prince. I think that's how you pronounce it. I love you too. Thank you for joining. C-Lug, how you doing, my man? Good to see you as well. Yeah, good health. For the most part, good spirits. And I hope you are as well, my brother. Good to see you. Bill, thanks for the good vibes again, my man. Thank you. Yeah, Dijon mustard. Oh shit. Oh, James Rhymes says that January 16th swaps are due. With the swaps, they historically have coincided with Downies. So just keep that in mind. I wish I knew more about how to read and understand the swaps. They're definitely a big part of this whole play, and I've just been lazy. Yeah, there's a lot of data that I just don't want to parse through. I wish I knew how to like code so I could create some kind of script to help me like go through it, but yeah. Mr. Rubs, have you heard of Hera stock from '07? If not, you may look into their manipulation. I believe those bags have been rolled along to GME. Harrah's, like the casino and resort? I'll write it down. I'll take a look. And yes, Ryan Cohn, just so you know, I have indeed printed all of your 13Ds and gone through and made notes about each one of your changes and made highlights and extensive notes. Yeah, I'm in the Roy Kitty meme where he's talking about they're very good with paperwork or something like that. Yeah, that's I'm one of them. I have so many printed notes, so many, just I've made so many notes. It's ridiculous. But 07. Thumbs out. How you doing, my man? Oh, bro, you gotta. I don't know what to tell you, man.